Hello everyone and welcome to my presentation. My name is Jawad and I'm a student of MA TSL at Westcliff University. Um, our topic today will be about pronunciation instruction and some of the aspects are that we target location Shanghai, China. The reason for that, I know the culture, I have spent much time over there, so I would prefer the students from that place. Other than that, I can also understand the culture and teach many other countries' students, including Southeast Asia and the Middle East. Um, so the age group I prefer will be 8 to 10 years old, probably second to fourth grade, and it's a primary level, and 15 to 20 students is an ideal class for me. Duration of my um, class is normally 60 minutes. It can vary, plus minus 10 minutes. Material needed would be board marker, handouts, etc. Simple. Now, we have designed some activities. We would talk about that. Um, our goals today are about improving students' pronunciation of spoken English um, by familiarizing them with consonant and vowels. Actually, these are just generalized, summarized goals. We will look into the details later. We also want to improve their sentence stress, word stress, intonation, and rhythm. These are the keys, or you can call them the backbone of pronunciation. How and why a pronunciation would be called standard according to some country, for example, American Standard English. Now, other than that, our goals also help us make students think critically, and with the games and quizzes, not only their self-confidence is improved, but also it's easy for them to assess themselves, and for the teachers to assess students and also to assess themselves. Um, and also we have activities which help them brainstorm and do some group collaboration. Now, our target today, one of the targets today is to find the controversy of accuracy versus fluency in the pronunciation. So for many years, it has been um avoided by people and is been neglected about the pronunciation overall. And if somebody was working on accuracy, they would only work on things like small chunks of the text, for example, words, accuracy of pronunciation of words, and in that they would forget about the fluency like joining words stressed to unstressed, and the speaking like a normal conversation. When you speak fluently, you forget about pronouncing something accurately. That's really hard to manage both of the things together. It's really hard in everyday life. It's not easy, uh, and one aspect of that is that just because of this reason, many contractions have come into place. They've been discovered, and so the solution to that is that by um, like, because it's hard to do the pronunciation accurately and fluently. Pronunciation means in daily conversation. So by practicing pronunciation, we should include some quizzes and games that emphasize pronunciation fluency, as well as they should be emphasizing the accuracy. Sorry for the noise disturbance that happens when during pandemic you're working from home, so that is a given, that kids sounds. All right, let's back to the so we're talking about at the same time balancing both aspects is very important. It's not easy, but it's important, and it should be given the importance. So we should say that the fluency and accuracy are equally important, and they should be simultaneously practiced. Now, we are going to introduce our like lesson plan or class in a way that majorly, broadly speaking, I have divided the class time into three chunks of 20 minutes. We could include some break time in that too, but generally speaking, we have three modules. Um, we can take a deeper look into it later, but one of them, as an example, is taken as a describing of an air ticket by reading the handout by a student in a group. So in each group there are three students, and when one student is reading, the other two students are going to be listening carefully and trying to capture some improvement points in that student as well as some appreciation points, and the other students would then give feedback after the first student finishes. So this way all the activities work. Majorly, this is the basic theme, and in different activities we have tried to cover different aspects like fluency, accuracy, and sometimes both. So let's take a look here. Let's take a look. Uh, Students would be given before the activities begin. The students will fill out a short form about their age, where did they grow up, their native language, and other languages that they speak. This would help the teacher to come back and make individual improvement plans for every student, because their native language counts a lot, their age, the place there they grew up. This all will be touched in detail in our next lesson plan. So in this first activity we are looking at improving the students' accuracy. Because they are not complete sentences, we are trying to divert the attention of the student toward playing a game or quiz or an activity, while we try to make him speak normally in his natural accent, which he already has the words. So starting with the words, so that the students won't feel much pressure, they would be trying to pronounce these words. Then the teacher would try to compare and contrast with the standard pronunciation, and the students would get correction and improvement this way. So this is the same as we were talking about accuracy, but then fluency would be in the sentences. So we're gonna have another activity for that. Okay, so here's the next activity which emphasizes on the fluency of the students. Again, the students will be thinking about and more focused on how to speak their air ticket, the sample of air ticket. For example, I'm gonna start boarding from such and such airport. My layover time would be in such airport, and duration would be this, and the destination is this, etc., etc., seat number, luggage. But then during the student is speaking, the other two students in the group would be listening, and then they would be making notes of where the student who is speaking made any mistakes, or what are the points of improvement, as well as the appreciation points, where did he did do well, as well as the feedback from the teacher will be given at last. The same thing in the next activity, but it's much more broader, that we have a role play, and in this role play, accuracy and fluency both will be targeted. Two students would make a role play like Jane and Mike, and they would be asking and giving directions. Same thing will be done, that they will be having um, the end of the at the end of the activity they will be given some feedback. So Another activity is the similar that they will watch a YouTube video and do some gap filling in the handouts given, but this will be listening just to improve the listening part of the students. Um, that's how I plan to conduct my class of English teaching.